Have you ever walked into a room filled with antique treasures, only to feel something was off, like the space was more cluttered museum than cozy home? That's the fine line so many homeowners cross when trying to bring vintage style into their home decor. And it's not about the beauty of the antique pieces themselves, it's about how they're placed, layered, and balanced. Welcome to Vintage Home TV, your cozy space for antique treasures, vintage charm, and timeless home decor inspiration to bring elegance and history into your home. On today's episode of Vintage Home TV, we're peeling back the velvet curtain on antique makeover mistakes you can't afford to make. Whether you're styling a grand entryway with a vintage mirror or arranging a living room around a rustic leather sofa, the truth is, antique design requires storytelling, not guesswork. Ralph Lauren may have made it look effortless, but the secret lies in curating, not crowding. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact traps to avoid when decorating with antique and vintage pieces. More importantly, you'll walk away with strategies that transform your home decor from good intentions gone wrong into a timeless space filled with warmth, personality, and history. First impressions matter. When someone steps into your home, the entryway is like the opening chapter of a novel. This is where your story begins. But here's the mistake many make, overcrowding it with random antique pieces. Yes, a vintage mirror or an antique console table sets the tone, but balance is the secret. Pair it with soft lighting and minimal accessories so your antique treasures breathe. Your guests should feel like they've stepped into a curated space, not a storage room of old finds. the heart of comfort. The living room is where antique and modern must coexist without clashing. A common mistake? Using mismatched vintage furniture without thinking of scale or comfort. Imagine an oversized antique sofa swallowing up a space, leaving no room to move. Instead, layer a vintage coffee table or a rustic armchair with modern textiles. The right combination makes your living room both a cozy retreat and a timeless showcase of your home decor personality. Function meets vintage charm. The kitchen is the soul of the home, yet it's often the hardest place to add antique elements. Mistake number 1: ignoring practicality. Antique cabinets or vintage shelving can add incredible character, but they must still serve function. A retro-inspired backsplash, brass antique handles, or vintage light fixtures instantly bring warmth without sacrificing usability. Think storytelling through small details. Each knob or shelf can hold history. where stories are shared. In the dining area, many fall into the trap of going too antique with heavy, dark furniture. While a grand vintage dining table is a statement, balance it with lighter chairs or soft textiles to keep the space inviting. Use antique tableware sparingly as accents instead of making it the whole show. This way, your dining room becomes a blend of charm and comfort, perfect for meals and memories. A sanctuary of vintage peace. Antique furniture in the bedroom can feel magical, but one big mistake is forgetting serenity. Heavy, ornate headboards or too many antique dressers can overwhelm the vibe. Choose one statement antique, like a vintage bed frame or a timeless vanity, and let modern linens soften the mood. Remember, your bedroom should whisper relaxation, not shout history. Subtle antique touches. Bathrooms often get overlooked in home decor makeovers. The mistake? Trying to cram oversized antique furniture into a small space. Instead, focus on vintage-inspired fixtures like clawfoot tubs, antique mirrors, or brass faucets. These subtle touches bring elegance without sacrificing the clean, fresh vibe a bathroom needs. Blending productivity with vintage soul. With more people working from home, the home office deserves its antique charm. But be careful, a desk that looks beautiful but doesn't support your daily work is a mistake. Pair a vintage writing desk with modern ergonomic seating. Add antique bookshelves for character, but don't let them crowd the space. A productive workspace should inspire, not feel like a museum. outdoor charm with antique spirit. Many homeowners forget that antique and vintage touches belong outside too. The mistake here? Using fragile antiques not made for the weather. Instead, choose sturdy vintage-inspired iron benches, reclaimed stone planters, or antique lanterns that can withstand the elements. Your garden should feel like an extension of your home decor, a secret story unfolding under the open sky. Relaxation meets vintage aesthetic. Patios are where we unwind, but cluttering them with mismatched antique furniture is a common slip. Instead, curate the space: a vintage rattan chair, antique side tables, and weatherproof cushions that tie everything together. The vibe? Relaxed, yet steeped in timeless charm. Think of it as an outdoor living room where antique style feels effortless. The soul of home decor. Finally, never underestimate the power of the little things. The biggest mistake is assuming antiques only work as large furniture pieces. Sometimes, the soul of a home lies in vintage details, an antique clock, a retro lamp, or vintage frames. These touches create layers of history without overpowering your space. It's these details that spark conversation and make your home feel alive with personality. So, whether it's the entryway that greets your guests, the living room where conversations unfold, or the dining space where memories are made, remember, every antique and vintage piece in your home decor should tell a story, your story. Avoid the makeover mistakes we uncovered today, and your home won't just look timeless, it will feel alive with history and character. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Vintage Home TV, and share it with friends who love the charm of vintage living. Together, we're building a community that celebrates design, storytelling, and the beauty of antiques done right. Until next time, make your space unforgettable.